Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow, just rambling on about some things I've been thinking about with regards to our favourite YouTuber. Now the thing is, I've been watching an evolution of sorts in the relationship between Foodie and Salah. And the dynamic is quite interesting. Now, I've seen this dynamic before, but I couldn't quite place my finger on it. And this morning, it hit me. You have two 12-year-old boys who hang out together. One is more dominant than the other one, and the more dominant one doesn't necessarily like the other one, but being with them offers certain benefits, such as maybe the non-dominant 12-year-old boy has a pool, or has really cool games, or always has sweets. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? And it's not the direction that you would necessarily assume when I said one was more dominant. Anyway, I digress. So, two 12-year-olds with a 12-year-old sense of humour, which is usually very highly amused by bodily functions and farts and calling people really rude names and insulting their genitals, their appearance, their hygiene, bullying people for really pathetic reasons that are usually perceived to be embarrassing. So the dominant boy in this dynamic, okay, I'm going to stop talking about them as if they're both two 12-year-old boys, but anyway, so Salah is the dominant one in this one. He hangs around with Foodie Beauty. He kind of likes her, but wouldn't actually consider her a friend. If he had a choice, he'd rather hang out with the cool kids. And as I said, that he doesn't necessarily like her, but she has benefits that she can give. They can joke together, they have lots of fun together, but he doesn't consider her a friend necessarily. She's just someone that mildly amuses him and always has sweets. Salah and Foodie are very much mates, as in friends, not mates as in I'm not going to do the actions with my hands. So, you know, they probably punch each other for fun. They probably play tricks on each other. They probably collectively group together to bully other people. And I actually don't know why I'm saying the word probably, because we've seen it. They do join together to bully other people, and they have fun bullying other people. It's the glue that's keeping whatever it is they have together. Which leads me to the second point. Salah has really come out of his shell when it comes to his participation in the mudslinging and the bullying and the accusations. He has learnt from the master, after all, and he is in some ways superseding Foodie, because not only is he joining in with her mudslinging, he's actually slinging mud at her. So what we have here is as far removed from being a romantic couple that you possibly can get. But when I watch Foodie and Salah, I imagine this is exactly what like having two preteen boys would be like as children. Or, you know, that friend at school who had a friend who nobody really understood why they hung out with, and in reality they didn't really like them, but as I said, they had some cool stuff, so you hung out with them because of the benefits of being with them. You get to share their sweets, you get to hang out at their house, and they have a large garden, and they have their own football net, or they have all the games and all the consoles and things that you don't have. This is the dynamic I'm getting. Now, it started off, the relationship, trying to pretend to be romantic, trying to fool us, and failed. And now it's devolved or evolved into what it actually is. Two people that hang out, one more fond of the other one, and not realising that the other one doesn't actually like them, is only using them for all the shit they can give them. And everything's playful and in jest. Even the fake affection, it's short of just punching your mate for fun, the pinching of the cheeks, the patronising physical contact. I would bet $1 million that if Salah could just punch her on the shoulder instead, as a sign of friendship, he'd do that. Or give her a wedgie, or put toothpaste in her Oreos, because he wants to. It's very obvious. No woman on the planet wants her cheek done like that, but Foodie will accept anything that involves physical touch. So it's probably going to end up being, the playful punches on the shoulders and the nudging and the things that people do with their mates that they're not really mates with. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if he trips her up for fun, or hides round corners and tries to jump out to scare her. Maybe putting a bucket of water on top of a door so when she opens it falls on her. Haven't reached that point yet, but it's coming. And the thing is, Foodie is going to see this actually as affection. Also, it is very obvious that Salah has now gotten to the point where he feels, I have no dignity left. Nobody takes me seriously anymore, so why even bother pretending? This arrangement, this camaraderie, this bond they've now developed, hanging out with your friend, playing video games on your wedding anniversary, showing each other your Pokemon card collections, collectively bullying up against another individual and calling them a poo-poo head. This is the level of mentality we're working with now. And in a weird way, they're perfect for each other as two adults who are incapable of having an actual, genuine, adult, intimate relationship with another individual. They found their forever lifetime buddy. And despite the protests of Foodie saying she wouldn't be in a relationship with somebody she wasn't intimate with, and that we know her better and she would leave, we all do know her better and know she wouldn't leave, because at the bare minimum, this charade has the appearance of a relationship of sorts. And she knows that should she leave or should he leave, her options for future relationships is very, very limited, because her lack of mobility, her unwillingness to go out, means that the only way she'll meet people would be online, which she does anyway, but then she'll have to actually go out and meet them. And given her reputation, her history, her physical presence, her health issues, her disabilities, her mental issues, all of that, I would argue that the only type of relationship she would be attracting would be from those who have a particular interest in a very specific quality that Foodie has physically. And or either or, just the size thing being appealing, or just the eating thing being appealing, or a combination of both. Had Foodie been in America and I was going to say younger, but not necessarily. She might have been approached by Tommy first, had she been that way inclined. Think Tommy, but with a dick. And one last, totally unrelated thing, but because people have been asking about my nails. Do I do them myself? Blah, blah, blah. No. Well, yes, but no. They are cheap as dirt nails, which do the job, last long enough, obviously convince everybody that I buy in bulk from Amazon. You get 100. Okay? Less than £5 sterling. I have boxes of these in different colours, which you've seen, and as long as you have a decent nail glue, that's squid, you know, pebbles, as long as you have a decent nail glue and you have these, every time one falls off you can just replace it, or you can just stick to wearing them until they all go. And after a few baths or showers, you can just pop them off because the glue starts to loosen. And as long as you give your nails a breather every so often, I find these little plastic cheap doodlies, you've seen it. It's great. I mean, 100. Okay, there's probably 2 sizes that don't fit my fingers. There's 2 different sizes that fit my thumbs. The middle finger's a bit difficult. You run out of these 2 fingers a bit quicker than others. But when you're talking about £5, who's going to argue?